They must penetrate the human soul and eradicate the light of reason and the love of liberty. Then, and not till then, when universal darkness and despair prevail, can you perpetuate slavery and repress all sympathy and all humane and benevolent efforts among free men in behalf of the unhappy portion of our race doomed to bondage. The American Colonization Society was organized in 1816. Mr. Clay, though not its projector, was one of its earliest members, and he died as, for the many preceding years he had been, its president. It was one of the most cherished objects of his direct care and consideration, and the association of his name with it has probably been its very greatest collateral support. He considered it no demerit in the society that it tended to relieve slaveholders from the troublesome presence of the free Negroes. But this was far from being its whole merit in his estimation. In the same speech from which I have quoted, he says, "There is a moral fitness in the idea of returning to Africa her children, whose ancestors have been torn from her by the ruthless hands of fraud and violence. Transplanted in a foreign land, they will carry back to their native soil the rich fruits of religion, civilization, law, and liberty. May it not be one of the great designs of the ruler of the universe, whose ways are often inscrutable by short-sighted mortals, thus to transform an original crime into a signal blessing to that most unfortunate portion of the globe?" This suggestion of the possible ultimate redemption of the African race and African continent was made 25 years ago. Every succeeding year has added strength to the hope of its realization. May it indeed be realized. Pharaoh's country was cursed with plagues, and his hosts were drowned in the Red Sea for striving to retain a captive people who had already served them more than 400 years. May like disasters never befall us, if, as the friends of colonization hope, the present and coming generations of our countrymen shall by any means succeed in freeing our land from the dangerous presence of slavery, and at the same time, in restoring a captive people to their long-lost fatherland, with bright prospects for the future. And this too, so gradually, that neither races nor individuals shall have suffered by the change. It will indeed be a glorious consummation. And if, to such a consummation, the efforts of Mr. Clay shall have contributed, it will be what he most ardently wished, and none of his labors will have been more valuable to his country and his kind. But Henry Clay is dead. His long and eventful life is closed. Our country is prosperous and powerful, but could it have been quite all it had been, and is to be, without Henry Clay? Such a man the times have demanded, and such in the providence of God was given us. But he is gone. Let us strive to deserve, as far as mortals may, the continued care of divine providence, trusting that, in future national emergencies, he will not fail to provide us the instruments of safety and security.